Hello and welcome. This is Michelle with PaperStampInk. Thanks for stopping by my channel today, where I love to share with you tips, techniques, and tutorials that I hope inspire you in your own paper crafting projects. So we are going to make this beautiful, simple card today, and it's going to go together so quick. I love all the bright colors. Come along with me. Let's go ahead and grab our paper, stamps, and ink and get started. So for paper, I am playing around with the In Colors, the new 2018-20 In Colors. I have Pineapple Punch. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 to get me top fold. I then have a piece of Blueberry Bushel that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. That is going to mat on the top there. I have a piece that we're going to stamp our focal images on that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and we're going to set that over there. And then I have a piece that is going to be our inside matting layer that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I have a little scrap of Whisper White that I'm going to use for stamping the sentiment. Now for the stamps, we're going to use Bloom by Bloom. It's got these wonderful bold graphic designs that I just love. They make a huge impact on your cards with very little effort. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment, because that stamp set does not have any sentiment, so I am going to bring in the Cling Stamp Set Part of My Story. This is one of the Sale-A-Bration products that you can earn for free when you spend $50 or more in my online store, and that is only good through the end of this month. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Sale-A-Bration, I encourage you to do so. I'll put the link to my store down below. I sure would appreciate the opportunity to earn your business and be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Let's go ahead and get our inks. So again, we're using some of those In Colors. I've got the Pineapple Punch again, and the lovely Lipstick and Call Me Clover. And I'm going to bring in the paper piercing mat, because we're going to stamp some of these off the edge of the paper, so I want to protect my paper piercing mat. And I'm using this mat because these are photopolymer stamps, and it's going to give us a little bit of cushioning, which will help us to get a better image. And let's go ahead and ink this up. And I'm going to put my first one, let's put her about right there. I'm just going to give that a couple moments to soak in. My next one is going to come off the edge here, and I think I want it to go up a little bit higher. There we go. I'm going to wait to do that smaller one, and I'll explain why in a moment. I'm going to get my inks out here, and we'll do the leaves. Now we're going to do a little bit of masking, and this is really simple. I know sometimes people hear masking and they think, oh my goodness, it's getting so complicated, but trust me, this one is easy, very quick. I don't tend to do a lot of masking because I do like to do quick cards for the most part. There, we're going to put one leaf or one stem in with the leaves, and I'm bringing these down into this corner because that's where our sentiment piece is going to be. And I got those a little close there, so you know what, I am going to do some additional masking over what I had originally planned. So we're just going to wing it here a little bit, so stick with me. And I am going to want to mask off that because I do not want to go over the bloom. Now I don't mind my leaves overlapping. I'm going to let those go, but I don't want to get the green on the floral piece there. All right, so there we go. If that edge bothers you, that's not right up there, you could definitely mask and cut that out. I'm just trying to save us a little bit of time by skipping past that step. Now here is where I am going to do the masking. When I bring the smaller floral image in, I want it right about there. So it's going to go over the leaf. So I am going to mask that portion, and I'm finding my sticky part of my Post-it note. Bring that in, and I don't care really how clean this stamps. I don't know why I seem to be worrying about inking that up so perfectly when we're just using it as a masking piece. So all I need is something that I can see and cut out. I'm going to cut right up to the edge there and do a little fussy cutting. So if you notice, I'm turning the paper rather than my scissors when I'm doing this. And this side really doesn't matter because we're not using that. So I'm going to come and line this up with that other leaf. And there we go. Now I can bring back my lovely lipstick and the smaller of those floral images, and I can put that right down there. Right now when I peel this mask away, that's going to look like that flower's tucked right up behind that leaf and stem. And I just think that's adds another layer of dimension without physically having more dimension on your card. Especially if you're going to be mailing things and you want to keep them nice and flat, that's a way to get that depth. So we're going to bring in a couple of punches as well. Now this is going to be our matting layer, so nobody's going to see if I punch something out of the back of that piece. So I'm going to punch a 2-inch circle out of there, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment and use that. Oh, forgot one step. Let's bring in this yellow and put these little dots here. It just adds another fun level to the card. So adding another color in, and I just think that steps it up. It's so pretty. Put one there, and I'm going to go ahead and come down and put them right there. All right. Now let's bring in our scrap piece of paper and do our stamping of our sentiment. And I'm going to use the lovely lipstick again for this one. On this card I used The World Needs More People Like You. I'm going to take another stamp from that set, the same stamp set, and put Let's Get Together and Giggle. I just thought that was a fun one to send to a friend, just to let them know you're thinking of them and want to spend some time together. So there we go. And I'm going to punch this out before I add some of that yellow, the pineapple punch in there with the small flower image. That's one of the other images in there, just so that way I can see exactly where my circle is going to end. Let's see, let's put one down there. And if you've been following me, you know I always like to work in threes, so I'm just going to move around, or odd numbers I should say, but most often in threes. Move that around there, and one more piece we need to stamp, that inside piece, and I am going to bring back the large floral image, and I'm just going to come down in this corner, put that down in there, add the dots again, and we're ready for assembly. Let's take this, and I need to grab my Tombow Monomulte. That is my glue of choice, my adhesive of choice, I should say. I love that. Looks like I got a little smear in there, so hey, that's going to determine which is the bottom of the inside of our card. If you get a little ink somewhere, that can help you sometimes determine where you're going to put the rest of your paper. All right, so we've got that piece there, and let's come in with our matting layer. Another thing to share with you, as Sale-A-Bration is coming to an end, it's also a great time to join my team. If you've ever thought about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, either as a business or as a discount shopper, I'd love to have you on my team. When you join Stampin' Up! During Sale-A-Bration, it's $99. You get to pick $175, anything you want out of the catalog. That includes the annual catalog and the occasions catalog. It's also free shipping when you place that order. They'll send you a paper pumpkin kit and some business supplies as well if you decide that you want to do it as a business. So it's really a great deal. It's kind of a no-lose situation in my opinion. And that's actually how I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I joined during Sale-A-Bration and I thought, you know what, at least I'm going to get some great products at a great price. And then I thought, well, I like making stuff. I like sharing with my friends. So I started teaching some classes and enjoyed that and started working it as a business. And so that's been a really fun thing. And I enjoy sharing it with people locally and also with you guys online. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this quick and simple card. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. I love the feedback. And if there's something you'd like to see, a technique that you would like me to show, please drop a line down below or email me at PaperStampInk. I'd love to hear from you guys. Email me and share with me your cards too. That would be great. Have a wonderful day. Do something creative and share it with somebody special.